Barry Darsow is an American semi-retired professional wrestler who performs as Smash, one half of the tag team Demolition. He has also wrestled as Crusher Khrushchev, Repo Man, the Blacktop Bullion, Mr. Hole-in-One, Barry Darsow. Throughout his career he worked for Jim Crockett Promotions, the World Wrestling Federation, World Championship Wrestling, and several regional promotions in the 1980s and 1990s. He is a four-time former World Tag Team Champion, winning 3 WWF World Tag Team Championships as part of Demolition and 1 NWA World Tag Team Championship as part of a three-man team with Ivan and Nikita Koloff, and a one-time NWA United States Tag Team Champion. Early life. Darsow attended high school in Robbinsdale, Minnesota with 6 other future wrestlers: Kurt Hennig, Richard Roode, Brady Boone, Tom Zenk, John Nord, and Scott Simpson. He also worked as a bouncer with the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal. Professional wrestling career. Darsow made his debut in Hawaii as Zamongo, before a short stint in New Zealand. He returned to Hawaii before he began wrestling in 1983 in Georgia for Georgia Championship Wrestling before moving in 1984 to Mid-South Wrestling as Crusher Darsow, a turncoat American who was now a Soviet sympathizer and a tag team partner of Nikolai Volkov. He changed his name to Crusher Khrushchev and won the first ever Mid-South television title in a tournament by beating Terry Taylor in the finals on May 2, 1984, but lost it back to Taylor on June 16, 1984. Darsow moved on to Florida Championship Wrestling, where he teamed with Jim Neidhart. They won the Florida United States Tag Team titles on October 11, 1984 from Hector Guerrero and Coco Samoa. The team held him until December 1984, when they lost him to Mark and Jay Youngblood. Jim Crockett Promotions. Crusher moved on to the National Wrestling Alliance to work for Jim Crockett, Jr. In December 1984, he was awarded a third of the NWA World Six-Man Tag Team Championship with Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff. The Koloffs had already won the NWA World Tag Team Championship, and Ivan declared that any two of them could defend the titles. They feuded with The Rock, N.Roll Express and the Road Warriors. On July 9, 1985, he and Ivan lost the NWA Tag titles to The Rock, N.Roll Express. At Starrcade 1985, on November 28, Crusher won the vacant NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship by defeating Sam in Houston. On January 11, 1986, Crusher severely injured his knee in a match with Houston on TBS. He lost the title to Houston and had to take almost 6 months off to recover. When Crusher returned, Nikita was feuding with Magnum TA for the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship. On August 17, 1986, Crusher helped Nikita win the title in the final match of a best-of-7 series by holding the referee while Nikita used his Russian chain on Magnum. After helping Nikita defeat Magnum, Crusher and Ivan targeted the new NWA United States Tag Team Championship, which was to be awarded to the winners of a tournament. They reached the finals, held on September 26, 1986, and defeated the Kansas Jayhawks with Nikita's help to become the first U.S. Tag Team Champions. In October 1986, Magnum TA had a car accident that ended his career, and after admitting that he respected his one-time rival, Nikita turned his back on Ivan and Crusher to team with Magnum's good friend, Dusty Rhodes. Crusher and Ivan briefly feuded with Nikita and Rhodes, but primarily defended their titles in rematches against Mantle and Jaggers. On December 9, 1986, they lost the U.S. Tag titles to Ron Garvin and Barry Windham. Darsow's contract eventually ran out and he left Jim Crockett Promotions. World Wrestling Federation Demolition. Darsow next went to the World Wrestling Federation. He was brought into the company to be part of the tag team Demolition, which had originally consisted of Billy Diaz and Randy Colley. who had been one of the Moondogs, as Smash. Darsow was tabbed as the new Smash after Collie, who wore face paint like Edie did as a part of his character, was deemed too recognizable even in disguise due to fans chanting "Moondog" at him whenever Demolition wrestled. At first, they were managed by Johnny Valiant, but he was soon replaced by Mr. Fuji. Their initial feuds involved the team of Ken Patera and Billy Jack Haynes, and Strikeforce. They later lost Mr. Fuji as he left to manage their newest rivals, the Powers of Pain. The double turn at Survivor Series 88 was the solution to the massive popularity being enjoyed by Demolition, who were designed to be the heels in their rivalry with the Powers of Pain. They lost the WWF Tag Team title to Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, known as the Brainbusters, on the July 29, 1989 edition of Saturday Night's Main Event. They regained the title on October 2, but lost them to the Colossal Connection on December 13. They defeated the Connection at WrestleMania VI on April 1, 1990 to become the third full-time team to win 3 titles in WWF history. The duo was joined by Crush later in 1990. Making them a 3-man tag team, and the second team Darsow had been involved in, whose title reign operated under the Freebird rule. Axe began appearing in a managerial role which was to eventually lead to the phasing out of the character. Demolition lost the titles to the Hart Foundation at SummerSlam 90. After a feud with Legion of Doom, the team dropped down the card and would disband in the spring of 1991, with Crush leaving the WWF for a year and Smash wrestling as a singles wrestler, primarily in house show undercards, where he was used to elevate other stars, such as Kerry Von Erich, Greg Valentine and Ricky Steamboat. His only victories during this run came over Jim Powers and Shane Douglas. He also appeared under a mask as an unnamed man hired by Ted DiBiase to wrestle Virgil on the August 18, 1991 SummerSlam Spectacular Special. His final recorded match as Smash would occur on August 24, 1991, getting pinned by the British Bulldog, Repo Man. In late 1991, Darsow was repackaged as Repo Man, a ubiquitous, sneaky heel character who delighted in repossessing items such as cars from people when they were late on their payments. Repo Man wore a black Lone Ranger Zorro-like domino mask and an outfit with tire tracks on them, and had mannerisms similar to Frank Gorshin's portrayal of the Riddler. He always carried a tow rope that he would tie up opponents with after defeating them and then assault them after. The character was actually the idea of Darsow himself, who once previously had a job repossessing cars. Shortly after his debut, he was hired by Ted DiBiase to help him defeat Virgil for the $1 Million Championship, leading to a series of matches with Virgil. At the This Tuesday in Texas pay-per-view, Repo Man and DiBiase defeated Virgil and Tito Santana. Repo Man made a memorable appearance at the 1992 Royal Rumble, sneaking to the ring and eliminating Nikolai Volkov and Greg the Hammer Valentine before eventually being eliminated by the Big Boss Man. He also appeared at WrestleMania 8, teaming with the Mountie and the Nasty Boys to be defeated by the Big Boss Man, Virgil, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Sergeant Slaughter. Repo Man's most notable feud was with the British Bulldog in mid-1992, sparked by Repo Man hanging the Bulldog over the ring ropes with his tow rope on the May 3, 1992 episode of Wrestling Challenge. The two had a series of house show matches as well as a match on Primetime Wrestling, all of which saw Bulldog come out victorious. Repo Man lost a match to former partner Crush at SummerSlam, though it was never acknowledged on television that Repo Man was actually Smash. Repo Man also had a short feud with Randy Savage in January 1993 when he stole Savage's hat on an episode of Monday Night Raw. The two had a match the following week, which Savage won. Repo Man made his final PPV appearance at the 1993 Royal Rumble, where he was eliminated by Savage. Originally, Darsow had planned that after a run as a villain, Repo Man would become an heroic character. However, the turn never happened. His final recorded match in the WWF would be on March 28, 1993, a loss to Typhoon. Independent Association of Wrestling in 1993. Darsow joined the IAW promotion where he teamed with Paul Roma to win the IAW Tag Team titles on February 4, 1993. They held him until July 24 when they lost him to the Iron Sheik and Brian Costello. World Championship Wrestling. Darsow went to WCW in 1994 where he was always seen in the front row with a blowhorn making noise and berating their faces while they wrestled. He was soon arrested for pushing Dustin Rhodes. Rob Parker bailed him out and he became the Blacktop Bully, with Parker as his manager. He feuded with Rhodes but was fired after Uncensored 1995, when he and Rhodes both bladed during a King of the Road match in the back of a moving flatbed truck. Independent circuit. From there, he went to Pro Wrestling America in Minnesota to feud with Wahoo McDaniel and Tom Zenk. He next appeared in the American Wrestling Federation, with Jimmy Valiant's wife Big Mama as his valet. The AWF folded at the beginning of 1997. World Championship Wrestling. Darsow returned to WCW in October 1997, wrestling under his real name before repackaged in October 1998 as Mr. Hole-in-One and later putting Barry Darsow, a villainous golf player. He often entered the ring in casual wear and a flat cap as if ready to golf, and prior to matches would offer his opponents a victory if they could make a putt in the ring, often only to sneak attack the opponent. Darsow feuded with Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Chris Adams during this time, typically on WCW's C show, WCW Saturday Night. Darsow's golf gimmick was able to keep him in WCW until the end of 1999, when he left the company. Returned to the independent circuit. Darsow joined the WXO promotion run by Ted DiBiase. He feuded with Mike Enos until it folded shortly after in 2001. That same year, Darsow made a special WWF appearance at WrestleMania X7 for the gimmick Battle Royal as the Repo Man. The Millennium Wrestling Federation helped reunite Darsow with his partner Axis Demolition, and the two appeared at the Wrestling Living Legends reunion in Windsor, Ontario, Canada in March 2007. On the March 2008 MWF Ultra television program, Darsow, as Demolition Smash, teamed with former WCW wrestler Rick Fuller to defeat Ox Baker's Army in a tag team casket match. On Raw 15, on the 15th anniversary WWE Raw special on December 10, 2007, a bald Darsow participated in the 15th anniversary Battle Royal under his Repo Man persona. Alongside Axe and One Man Gang, he competed in the Chikara King of the Trios tournament in 2008, but were eliminated in the second round by the Fabulous Three. Darsow still competes on the independent circuit to this day with fellow Demolition member Axe. They are currently the GLCW and USXW Tag Team Champions. On March 12, 2011, Darsow is scheduled to make his Dynamic Wrestling Alliance debut at Dynamic Destiny 2011, teaming with Demolition Axe as they take on another former WWF World Tag Team combination, the Dream Team. On May 21, 2011, Demolition reunited at Full Impact Pro's debut IPPV in Full Force. Their match against Tony DeVito and Ralph Moscow went to a no contest when local commentator and manager Larry Dallas came out and said his men wanted revenge. The ring was stormed by Manu, Sami Callihan, Blaine Rage and Joey Attell. Demolition, DeVito and Moscow managed to clear the ring and beat Dallas to end the show. Demolition returned to Chikara on September 16, 2012, taking part in a tag team gauntlet match. from which they eliminated the Devastation Corporation, before being eliminated themselves by their old WWF rivals, the Powers of Pain. Outside wrestling and in popular culture, Darsow balances his time between wrestling, his two businesses, his family, and the golf course. Darsow owns Added Value Printing, a printing company that specializes in hard hats and medical supplies, and also sells real estate. In December 2008, Darsow's son, Dakota, signed a developmental contract with WWE. Darsow has worked with the Millennium Wrestling Federation's efforts with the Special Olympics. Darsow is good friends with Arn Anderson, Barry Horowitz, Bill Irwin, and Brad Rheingans. He was also good friends with Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, Brady Boone, Dino Bravo, and Bryan Adams. Japanese band Oral Vampire produced a song called The Repo Man, and used video footage of Darsow and other wrestlers in live performances. Former Ring of Honor performer Adam Pearce is often heckled by fans who call him Repo Man because he looks similar to Darsow. At one match in 2007, at the pay-per-view taping for Driven, against Takeshi Morishima, Pearce pulled a mask similar to the Repo Man's out of his tights and put it on to the delight of the crowd. In wrestling, finishing moves as Barry Darsow, Blacktop Bully Barely Legal, Breaker 1-9 as Repo Man, Crowbar as Crusher, Rush and Sickle, with Axe or Crush, Double Team finishing moves Demolition, Decapitation. Manages Mr. Fuji, Jimmy Hart, Cole, Robert Parker, Luscious, Johnny V. Entrance themes: Demolition by Rick Derringer, Repossessor Blues by Jim Johnston. Championships and accomplishments: Championship Wrestling from Florida, NWA United States Tag Team Championship with Jim Neidhart. Great Lakes Championship Wrestling GLCW Tag Team Championship with Axe. Independent Association of Wrestling IAW Tag Team Championship with Paul Roma. Jim Crockett Promotions NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, NWA United States Tag Team Championship with Ivan Koloff, NWA World Tag Team Championship with Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff, NWA World Six-Man Tag Team Championship with Ivan and Nikita Koloff. United States Extreme Wrestling USXW Tag Team Championship with Axe. Mid-South Wrestling Association Mid-South Television Championship. World Wrestling Federation WWF Tag Team Championship with Axe. The Koloffs won the tag team titles and then brought Darsow in and, using the Freebird rule, defended the titles in various combinations.